Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Monday, December 4th, and we're going to focus on some of the cold air that's coming that could rival some of the coldest air we've seen in almost 17 years. And you can see this is what the last 3 Decembers have brought. Very warm temperatures overall across the eastern portions of the U.S. Now, we started out on a pretty cold note last year, but turned quite warm once we got around the 15th or so. And if we look at the next map, you can see this is what the analogs are pointing to this year. Quite a bit of cold air across the eastern U.S., especially here across the Great Lakes. And again, it could be some of the coldest we've seen in quite some time. As far as snowfall on the GFS over the next 16 days, and you'll see this map change a lot. Anytime you talk about snow on the GFS 16 days out, really nothing more than wish casting, but it does point out some interesting reasonings behind it, and we'll show you that on the newest snowfall map, and you'll get a good idea what I'm talking about here in just a few moments. And if we look at the low-level wind field, the 2-meter wind field this morning, you can see lots of southerly winds coming up, and that's going to bring quite a bit of moisture out ahead of a cold front and a powerful low-pressure system that's bringing blizzard conditions to portions of the northwest, midwest, into parts of Minnesota. Again, some blizzard warnings in effect out there, a lot of winter storm warnings. And again, for Michigan here, it's going to be mainly a lake effect snow over the next 7 days for much of the lower peninsula, especially west of 131. East of that, though, I think even an inch or maybe 2 inches over the next 7 days is very possible. We also have to watch out for some upper level systems that could bring a little more in the way of enhanced snow to the non-snow belt areas, but definitely the snow belts of Michigan are going to get clobbered here, as well as Lake Erie and Ontario, and into southwest Ontario off Lake Huron. If we look at the climate data for today, our normal high is 37, the normal low is now down to 22, and the record 64 back in 1998, and the record low, a cold -8 degrees back in 1893. And again, you'll see these snowfall amounts go up, but right now holding at 4/10. You can see no snowfall yesterday, and the record for the day is 5 inches in 1990. No precipitation yesterday, and the record for the day 1.05 for today in 1920 as well. So a pretty wet, snowy day. Yesterday we had a high of 49, a low of 33, and since midnight, 5/100ths of an inch at Newaygo and about 1/100th of an inch at St. Thomas. But we'll see those numbers increase throughout the day. Temperatures around the area this morning are in the low to mid 40s across most areas, and we'll see those really soar. I think areas from around Eau Gray to Mount Pleasant to Grand Rapids, and then towards South Bend. From there into the southeast, we can see temperatures climb into the upper 50s to the low 60s for a very warm and balmy day. And with that strong cold front coming into the area, there is also a chance we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, back on Sunday, I issued the forecast for this upcoming week of about 3 to 5 tenths. I've upped that this morning to 3,500ths to 6 tenths. Again, most of the precipitation will be coming today and then also tomorrow, and you can see the dotted lines indicating that could be mixed precipitation. Some of these numbers here, especially Newaygo, as we get into later on the week, we're going to have to use Doppler radar estimate because their rain gauges won't be showing any rain if temperatures are in the 20s with snow, but we should get a good handle on this. And once we get deeper in the winter season, we'll replace this with mainly snowfall amounts, and we may have to use different cities where we have observers, but we'll try to make those close to the areas. What we'll probably do is keep the city names of Blissfield, Breckenridge, and so on, and then we'll just put the in smaller print below it where the observation location actually is. And if we look at the radar this morning, you can see showers and thunderstorms over Wisconsin, and we'll look for those maybe additional development this morning. Again, the bulk of the precipitation is going to be off to our northwest here with this storm. But again, later on today, we're going to get, I think, several hours. Once we get some showers through here this morning in places, we'll get a dry break, and that's going to really allow our temperatures to climb. And with that instability from the warming temperatures and that strong cold front, we'll look for more thunderstorms to develop late this afternoon into the evening across much of the eastern half of lower Michigan. You can see on the weather map this morning, large area showers and thunderstorms expected today with very heavy snow, freezing rain from the arrowhead of Minnesota back into portions of the Dakotas. And again, that's going to be quite a storm out there. And by tomorrow, as that cold front comes through the area, any mixed precipitation will be mainly in the morning, and then late in the evening, I think redevelopment of some snow showers and snow flurries. Again, heaviest towards 131 and off to the west. And then finally by Wednesday, we'll be solidly in the cold air, the big trough digging itself right here. And we're going to see little pieces of upper energy pinwheel around that area of low pressure system that's sitting aloft. and with cold temperatures in place, snow showers, snow flurries likely in inland areas, and then snow showers with accumulations, even heavy snow, as you see over places like Paradise, down here near Lake Otsego in New York, and near or to the northeast of Buffalo. Again, those areas are going to get a lot of snow here this week. And as far as precipitation here over the next 5 days, you can see most of the MAC area about a quarter to a half inch, a little more as you go towards Clarksville and up towards Newaygo, maybe a half to 3/4 of an inch. And again, several inches of snow I think will be on the ground in Newaygo by the end of the work week, and maybe an inch or two by next weekend across much of the rest of the area. But overall, the MAC Christmas party next weekend looks like maybe some snow showers or snow flurries. But again, once you get away from the lake effect, driving conditions should be pretty decent. As far as the overall snowfall, this is the newest one. We showed you that map earlier, but you can see downwind of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Superior, and Lake Michigan snowbelt areas, all the snow could fall. But again, even inland areas, I think, could see several inches of snow here as we go through the next 16 days. And again, that doesn't include any system snows that could develop maybe later on. It's a little hard to pick out a storm 15 days away, so we'll keep an eye on that. But definitely cold. It's definitely going to point. This map certainly indicates that a lot of cold air is going to be in place across the Great Lakes. As far as the forecast, temperatures today going to be up into the low 60s, I think, in many areas, maybe only in the mid 50s or towards Newaygo. And then tomorrow's high will probably be around midnight with a low of 43, a high of 43. Temperatures will fall off all afternoon into the 30s, down into the 20s by night. And then we'll see those snow showers increase by evening or at nighttime. And again, the rest of the week looks like occasional snow showers, highs in the mid 20s to around 30, and lows in the teens to around 20 for a very, very sudden switch to winter across the Great Lakes. As far as extended outlook, you can see much of the eastern half of the U.S. is going to remain cold, and we've seen a little bump in some of the moisture, especially across the northern tier states for both the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14 days. So it looks like cold and snowy weather across the Great Lakes. Again, no big storms that we see affecting the MAC, LAC area, but something that we're going to keep an eye on here over the next couple of weeks. As far as winter watch, a very busy winter watch with wind advisories, and we look for those possibly to be extended into Michigan at some point. And then winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, winter weather advisories, and winter storm watches. And again, some of those advisories and warnings definitely going to be moving into the Upper Peninsula and over the northern and western portions of Lower Michigan over the next several days. And again, winter storm warnings for the Keweenaw Peninsula as well, where a lot of snowfall over the next several days is expected. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great work week, and 73s to all.